allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, presiding, I'd like to welcome Heather Hess to our council meetings as our new secretary. Welcome aboard, and thanks for putting in for the job. We were struggling here for a while trying to find somebody, and Heather said she would give it a shot, right?
Yep.
Okay, minutes of the previous meeting, a review and approval.
No.
In the previous meeting, we have.
Here's 5 more. I'll be back next.
Thank you, Jane.
I think everybody has them up here.
Yeah, we have them up here showing. So if anybody else in the audience would like, Teresa wanted one too, show. Elaine, I don't know if they want to.
Thank you. No, I don't have a tissue. Sorry.
Oh,
Thank you.
Where do you got a motion for the minutes?
Yeah, we'll just wait. Let you see.
Oh,
Yeah, well, it didn't look real busy, so. But you never know. We've been here an hour and a half, 2 hours. One time, 2 hours, I think it was.
before? Here's the halo container.
Okay, you know what? We'll get that right over the shelf. Thank you.
Seven containers. And 5. No, they were thrilled. They said everything went well.
Usually about
They're looking
9.
forward to
What it like?
You want to
Quarter to 3.
I get up to 2.
Yeah, so.
I start at 4:30. It's funny, I now go to work at the time I used to come in.
Thank you.
Pretty tired.
No problem.
You got one.
Yeah, I think we are. We're just waiting for Jane.
Go ahead.
Hello, Jane.
I'm here.
Okay, you ready?
I don't know what I'm ready for.
Okay, well, we're gonna go with, we need a vote on the meeting, minutes of the previous meeting in August. I need a motion.
Motion.
I need a second. Second. Craig Spiewak with the motion and Johnny Miller with the second. Okay. All in favor? Any nays?
Anybody need any backs?
No, we're good, my Jane, thank you.
Any
Thank you.
abstentions?
Just any more backs? Okay.
Okay. We're gonna go to, bill list review with, Michelle Bogowski, our treasurer.
I have one addition here. the cleanup day. It's to Halo Hauling for $3,500. And just to note, within that, bank balance in that money market account, there's a deposit in there for $1,532, which that's the money we had brought in from cleanup day.
How much was that again, Sean?
$1,532.
Or the two?
There was a donation, we donated. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, and we did take in a lot of garbage from around the area, and it worked well. We had no problems at all, and it went really well.
How many cars does that boil down to?
How many what?
How many loads?
I believe 520s, I believe it was.
Yeah.
500?
Well, that would become the scrap metal and the tires.
Five garbage and tire.
But anyway, I want to let Donnie did a nice job there for us, and he oversaw everything, and I want to thank Shane.
Thanks,
I want to thank Shane for setting it all up before he went on vacation, and,
Tom. Perfect timing.
huh?
Perfect timing.
Well, you know what, you set it up, you got it started, and I'd like to thank Earl Vinton in regards to the pickup, and Leroy Brown was awesome with the dumpster and making a lot of room for us in those dumpsters, and Shelley Gagowski was there with Maria Miller, and they took care of the gate and the cash. I want to thank Josh Miller, Donnie and Maria's son. He was there all morning with us, strong as a bull, so he was doing some of the heavier lifting. John Bukowski was there and helped all day, and Darren Howell and myself. So we had a nice crew. It went well, and it was well organized for just jumping into it for the first time. So thank all you that were there to help, and that's pretty much what I have there on the thing. Don, do you have any more comments that you'd like to make? Any at all?
Pretty much that.
I pretty much did cover you. I'm sorry about that. Okay. All right. We'll move on then. We didn't vote on the treasury report, right? Right.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Well, then we need a motion on the treasurer's report for the month.
I'll make a motion.
Craig Spiewak, motion. Need a second?
$3,500.
Okay. Yes. Okay. With the additional 35.
I'll second it.
Seconded, thank you, Jane. Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor? Noes? Abstentions? All in favor? Craig Spiewak had that, and we'll work back and forth together, okay? And Jane had the second, okay? All right, so we're going to go down to the police report from the mayor.
It's in the packet.
It is in the packet.
And it was 41 calls for the month.
41 calls. Okay. Okay. All right, we'll move on. We need the mayor's report from Mr. Norella.
I received a certified letter from Synergy Environmental Incorporated, just notifying the borough there was a gas leak in the unleaded tank out at Exxon, and it was taken care of. But they're responsible to notify the borough and the DEP. So I called them, and that's what it was all about.
All right.
I also was giving a confidential letter that was put in the police department's box, or confidential, Mayor Chip Norell. And what is here, I'm going to read a little something. It says, "Mr. Mayor, it'd be greatly appreciated if you would read this at the next Borough Council meeting. I will be watching live feed on Facebook. And I'm sorry, the person that sent this did not sign it. I do not read anonymous letters. Very critical comments against a couple council people, and I will not read something like that. You sign it, send it back, I'll read it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
That's all I have.
Darren, would you like to step in on that too, because you were a part of that gas leak that you.
Oh, no, that was.
Oh, that was a different gas leak then?
No, that was they had a sewer issue, sewer back.
Oh, that was a sewer backup then, out in the corners, was it?
Yeah, it was, the, Quick Joe's
Okay.
Chinese
Okay.
restaurant,
Okay.
that strip there.
Well, good, that's that's good, thank you for that. All right, we're gonna move on then to, you're done there, right? Okay. We're gonna move on to the zoning officer's report. We have no zoning officers, but they're obviously not here tonight, so, I'll get back to them and let them know our meetings are every Tuesday, the second Tuesday of the month, and go from there.
Yeah, if they don't wanna come, they could at least send a report in, you know?
Okay, that'll work, yep. All right, so we go to zoning, and now we're going to the solicitor's report, Attorney Chris Farrell. Nothing to report, okay? And a correspondence with the ambulance report. Okay, that was the one you handed me there?
Yes.
Okay. All right, let's see. There was a total of dispatches for the month of 551. Responses, 447. Unavailables, 104. 31 calls were in Waymart, 29 calls were in Waymart, only 25 calls were in Waymart, only 29 calls were in Waymart, and only 31 calls were in Waymart. So all the calls were in Waymart, is what I take. Okay, so that's pretty much it there.
No, it means that it's the last line for August,
That's yearly.
just for August.
Okay, 72 dispatches, 63 responses, 9 unavailable, and only 31 calls were in Waymart under August, okay.
And I noticed they're using the garage a lot more lately.
Okay. So that's that. Any guests or citizens? Eugene, you signed up?
Yeah. It was, just concerned because of the bad blood between probably more you and the police department.
Yes, yes.
And I'd like to see that get resolved. I'd like to see,
I'd like to tell you something. You're not gonna tell me how to run the meeting or how I'm gonna comply with the police department. That's not your position. You just sit there and relax and pay attention to the meeting, and we don't need stuff like that. Like with the road last month, when Shane and those guys did such a great job, but you found something wrong. There's nothing wrong with that road, so you should think about what you say before you say it, okay? Now that you're done. You're done. Anybody else, Lily?
Yeah, I would like to give some attaboys to two very generous men, Bob Keast and Chucky Grimm. They redid that little library. God, the words, I lose words.
Oh, the one that you
Yes, they
okay.
redid the library, and it was done by Bob Keast, and the donations of wood were from Chucky Grimm, and I really would like it in the minutes that they were very generous and took care of us for that, for nothing.
Yeah.
They did it.
Well, I met Bob Keast years ago through you, and they're still a great family out there, and they're so
Gem of a
neat.
man.
Yes, indeed, no doubt about it.
So he did, I asked him, he kind of sighed a little bit, okay, whatever you want.
All right, let's see here now. Okay, we're gonna go to committee reports. And George, did you wanna speak?
Yeah, we,
Okay, come on, you're up.
we went from the oil to the gas, and I got several estimates,
Okay.
and I haven't really Jane, did you get any?
I know, I'd like to see them, and then we'll talk
I
about it.
only made 4 of them, so I don't know who.
Yeah, give me one here, George, or Chris and I will share, George, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
There's still a
Oh,
fight.
yeah, firms in front of us.
Unfortunately.
11,000. 9 and 8, 7. There was about 8 last time with the oil. Had something going there. Okay.
This is the price of the furnace and the stove.
That's everything? That's the boiler installed and
Yeah.
ready to go?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's the gift gas.
George, do you have any money at all in your, nothing? Okay.
No.
11,000 is the most, I don't know. 11,500.
Oh, and these are the estimates?
Yes.
Okay. Are we doing this under new business?
You know,
We're
we,
doing it under the estimates.
No, are we chatting about this now?
yeah, you know what, we can. Yeah, let's do what we can and
This is
so,
new, this is new business though?
No, it's actually under American
American
Rescue.
Rescue.
Okay.
All right,
Is your boiler completely out of commission now?
No, it works, but it shuts off in the wintertime a couple of times, and it doesn't restart, and what a problem we have.
It's very inefficient,
Yeah. and
very inefficient.
It was old when it was put in the in the sixties, and, we do need one, but it shuts off, I have to go over and look at it.
Did you get anything from the company in Carbondale?
Just what you see that we have here.
The floor and all your problems.
Yeah, that's all.
Did you get anything, you said you're gonna get a quote, Tommy?
Yes?
Did you get a quote?
No, I didn't, no.
Do you need an answer tonight? Is this something we could, just after getting this, and I'm gonna send somebody
Yeah,
else
you
wants to
can
move
study it
forward?
and call.
Yeah, if we can, should we table it for now? So
Yeah, you know, we can,
got a
and this
little-
way everybody can get a chance to look through them all,
Yeah,
and then,
we'll make copies for everybody too. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, appreciate it.
okay. All right, so we're gonna move on. I'm up, and I wanna talk about the Wayside Park.
Do we have to do anything with this? We have to make a motion to table this? It's just-
Well, we can make a vote, thank you.
We don't have to.
No, there's no motion to do it.
Okay.
Yes, okay, we
All
need
the
to-
same reason.
Wait, what?
I'd like to take it up under my business, please.
Oh, okay.
What would you like, Judy?
To take it up under my business, please.
Okay. All right. Okay, I'm gonna touch base on the Wayside Park. And the trees down there, I got a bid, and there's 5 trees, to come down, 5 trees down, 4 large trees, and removed, 4 large trees, $400 each, and removed. Pressure wash all sidewalks inside the park, monuments, the wall, everything, because it's all black. It's all black from the trees overgrew the park, and they're lacking sunlight in there. And so we went through that. I've asked other people to go look at it. I don't know if anybody else got a chance to, but it's a mess. And it's $5,300. It was $5,800. But when he saw that Earl trimmed the bushes around the park, that he knocked $500 off the $1,000 for that part of it. So it's $5,300, and
How many trees total?
it's gonna be 9 trees, and they're all to the outside, and 9 trees. There's 5 trees that are gonna be cut and removed altogether at $400 each. There's 4 large, to trim 4 large trees at $400 each. And pressure wash all sidewalks inside the park, including the monuments, the stone with the World War I, Korean War, etc. They're all black, and they're all starting to get tarnished up a little bit. They will all be power washed also. And trim and remove miscellaneous bushes within the park, and that was $1,000 before, and that's $500. And we're gonna clean it all up. And you know that flag post, Lillian, that you put those lights on? They
Yeah.
probably didn't get much sun enough to,
That's why they didn't work.
and that's why. But you know what? There's canisters in there. There's regular lights in there that they originally lit the flag up at night. It's a beautiful flag post. It's a beautiful flag on top of it. And I'd like to see about getting those lights done, the bigger lights, that will light up the sky with the flag at night, and everybody will see it. So I don't have a price on that, But if you would consider that, you know, either this month or next month, while we're getting the park done, I'd appreciate it. Do you think you're?
I don't know if anybody else went down there and looked at it, but it's,
Yeah.
it needs to get cleaned for
I
sure.
walked up there,
Are
yeah.
the trees with the stumps,
Yeah.
that includes the stumps?
Well,
Take tree
we
out.
didn't go stumps because the roots are down under some of the concrete by where the trees are
Oh,
planted.
So just fine.
And I thought then, and I said to Dave, we can just box them in with wood, pressure treated wood, and just fill them in with mulch or something just to cover them up.
Flower beds.
Or they can make flower beds.
How much for the pressure washer? Did he itemize?
The pressure washer,
Because the borough has a power washer.
I know, but I do know that. But you know what, he's gonna be in there, he's got a good machine, he's gonna use a big brush on it that he has, he's got a heavy duty power washer. And while he's in there, this money that we're gonna use, by the way, is $30,000 from the commissioners through the American Rescue Plan, okay? And there's 30,000, and we're looking at 5,300, and if we go to 6,000 or something, we could do the lights on the flag post, and I think everything will be done. Everything that needs to be done will be done. And then in the spring, maybe, we can, the money that we were considering for the park is to change some of the toys in that, or rides, or swings, or bouncy things. Then we could do that in the spring, if everybody would be okay with that. And we're
Budgeted for, right?
the what?
There was money set aside for that, right?
Yeah, there is.
There's 30,000, but I was going to report on that the thing is, this is fine what he said, but the problem is that we cannot get over the threshold of what we can bid on. So therefore, when he has 3 or 4 different things going on, it's questionable whether they can be put together into one bid or whether they are separate bids, because we still have to meet the requirements for a bill, for a borough. What is the threshold, 9,200, is it?
It's 11.
Yeah, it was 11.
11,200.
Right, as far
So
as.
the thing is, that means we're going to have to put some of this out on bids to get that.
Right, it's only
And
Why would we have to put it out on bid?
It's only $5,000.
It's not even near the bid mark.
you're saying
It's one-
$30,000.
I'm talking $30,000 from the American Rescue Plan. I'm talking $5,300 here for the job, all of
Well,
it.
I'm all for paying for the 5,300, but you realize that the county commissioners have asked us to have a project that we spend $30,000 on.
Just one?
No, that's not what I heard when I was over there. They said you got $30,000 and use it wisely and use it as quick as you can when you get it. And then we were looking for $300,000 for the ball field when we went over there with Joe Gillette and Jane and myself, and it sounded good that day. But they want to put technology in all of Wayne County, the rural areas, and that when children were home from school and had no way to get online. So the commissioners are using probably about, what, Jane, 8 million or something like that?
Well, they're using most of it, the 6 million something for broadband.
Yeah.
So they gave each of the townships and the boroughs $30,000. But that's only comes to about $700,000, so most of it's gonna be spent for broadband.
Well, I want to do the park. I'm going to make a motion that,
But do we need to put it under that grant first? Or are we gonna just do it?
well, we
and
need
go
to
after
show
later?
them what we have, what we want to use some of the grant money for. So we need to do this before we can get to the grant money. And so,
You have to submit a proposal, in other words.
huh?
You have to submit a proposal to them
Right,
for that,
yes,
so we can get that done.
Yes.
And that $5,300 will come out of that $30,000.
yes, yes, yes.
As long
Okay.
as we could submit for several different projects.
Well, I don't see why we can't. It's one project. It's
Right.
one park.
Yeah.
And it's one person that quoted us a price.
No, I'm just, it's like Jane brought up, she's concerned that she doesn't know if we could use it on several different projects, or does it have to be one $30,000 project?
I'm taking this to part of this project, right?
Yeah.
Got different stages, right, the house, right, foundation.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Big
think too,
steps.
with that, like, you're looking at the procurement issue, so say you hire, Joe Smith to
Right.
do the trees.
Okay.
If he's doing the trees over here, and then he's doing the trees over there, and he's doing there, and you're doing it all within that American Rescue money,
Oh,
5,000 here, 5,000 there, 2,000 there, you're, say it totals $11,000.
Right.
That is actually, you need 3 telephone bids for that. Anything over 11.2, you have to have sealed bids, you know, so
Okay.
I think that's how that is, but I think you can use that money.
I got section 1402, says anything over 18.5, you need bids and it needs to be advertised. And it says price quotations, you could have telephonic quotes, anything over $10,000, and you don't have to advertise. And then the section right after that, the statute right after that says you can't piecemeal the job to get around the bidding requirements.
And we didn't do that.
That's fine.
We didn't do that.
It needs it, it definitely needs a
Oh, it
facelift.
needs it.
Yeah, I think it's a
The
great
hedges
idea.
look great without the fence, and,
Sure.
and we
It
need,
needs some work,
you
definitely.
could actually get sick under there with all that black stuff growing. It's growing on the benches and everything, and those, concrete sides, maybe we can get somebody to do the boards over, like recopy them, and he's gonna power wash all those
On the
sides.
benches?
Yes. We're gonna try to salvage as much as we can. And even in the tree work and all that, so. And there is water there, Jane told me. I was concerned that Dave had asked me again if he got the job, you know, so he's
The
ready to.
water's there, yeah.
Okay, well then I'm making a motion to, I got it right here. I'll make a motion to hire Heinz Outdoor Service LLC to cut and remove 5 trees at $400 each, trim 4 large trees at $400 each, pressure wash all sidewalks inside the park, including monuments and the wall, $1,200, and trim and remove miscellaneous bushes within the park, and that's $500, for a total of $5,300. And then the park is done for a long time because it's in pretty good shape, except for the rides, and lighting up the flag, and cleaning all the black, whatever you call that,
The next one.
Mold.
mold.
We need 3 bids.
Second. Okay, thank you, Craig.
Question on the motion.
You got it?
When are we gonna get this money? I mean, we're hiring him,
Right.
are we gonna pay him from budget and then replace with the?
If we had to do that, but I don't know if we'll have to do it, but if we would, then we would. Huh?
We have the money.
Oh, okay, we have the 30,000.
You can see right here, look at your bill list.
We just have to submit to them, show them how we spent it.
You see under your bill list,
Right.
you see MIMA, $132,635.22. We already have it.
I'm sorry, what is it on the 200? Right. Oh, okay, MMA, okay, I'm sorry. Yep.
We've already paid for the AED. We already paid for the washer and dryer, the $18,000. Which I'll give you a report in a minute when I get to my report.
But you were talking about the 30,000 that we were over there that we were
Yes.
gonna get.
It's only because, like up north, Buckingham and a couple other places have already turned it in. And what they did was they did the easy thing. They decided to pave another street, or they decided to go through and put lights through the town or something, and that way they spent it all at once. That was their project. I'm not saying it's wrong, our project, either, it's just that we're gonna have to have good books to prove it to them that that 30,000 came from the commissioners.
So we already have the commissioner money, but because
That's all right there.
the money for the fire department came out of American Rescue.
Yes, and that's right there.
But that's 2 different things. The American Rescue money.
The American Rescue money was the money the commissioners used to give up.
American Rescue money is what we spent for the washer and dryer and for the AEDs and the $35,000 matching funds.
Yeah, right, that was out of the 130 that we got
Yes.
from the Biden administration's American
Yes.
Rescue Plan. This 30,000 is a whole separate $30,000.
Yes, it's just, which I'll
Yeah.
give you my report when I get.
Okay, just seemed a little.
All right, I got a motion on this, I got a second on this by Shane, and,
No, Craig.
oh, Craig, I'm sorry, Craig, and I need a vote. All in favor? Noes? Abstentions? Okay, motion has it, and we'll be taking care of the borough playground park and bring it up to speed within probably about, I think he said he could start next Monday, and he would be right in there then.
Oh, good, then he'll be done before Halloween.
Well, that's what I said to him, we need to be cleaned up before Halloween.
I am
You're right.
making the announcement that Halloween is October 31st in the park,
Okay,
put on by Parties in the Park,
right,
so
excellent. Yeah, we'll have.
work right in together. How
It'll be
nice.
done. Good.
Unfortunately, it's a Monday.
Is it a Monday?
Yeah, it's a Monday, but
What time?
Fortunate.
5 to 8.
5 to 8.
Oh, and by the way, one other thing I got, and it's a certificate of liability insurance from Dave Hines. Okay, so that's what we sort of want anymore, and that's what we got. Okay, so we can move on, and we're going to budget and finance, Michelle Bogowski.
We're right on target, tax money is coming in, and we're doing good.
We're doing okay, okay.
When are we doing the budget for next year?
I think it might be December, might be a good time. No?
We need to pass it for 30 days, so, I would say probably we can start that.
That's why I wanted the executive session to start.
And unfortunately, I don't want to start today because we need that budget satisfied before we go into executive session and talk about salaries. Okay?
When are the taxes usually in?
They've been in.
The end of September is the last,
Okay,
where you get the 2% off.
sure, right.
Um,
That's when we'll really know is probably really.
You have till the 30th of December, so anytime before December 1st, I guess we'll have that. We'll have to meet in November then.
I would say
On the budget.
early November.
It'd have to be
Usually
early.
have a
Okay.
work.
But you have to have that
Never
30 days.
advertise.
Right,
And
okay.
advertise,
Right,
right.
okay. All right, so that's what we're gonna do there. Shane Bailey, Streets and Roads.
So I got the invoice from Waco in slips. Unfortunately, I didn't get it until today. So I haven't gone through the slips. It
Right.
shows the invoice was sent, I don't know, a month ago or so, but it got lost somewhere.
No, it didn't get lost, it was sitting in my living room waiting for a pickup.
Okay, well, I haven't gone through any of it, and I haven't met with PennDOT Municipal Services yet, because that's what I was waiting on. I was waiting on the slips and the invoice to do a final walkthrough with them.
So that's what's happening. So by next month, we'll be able to, once he meets with the state engineer, to make sure everything was done properly and we got what we paid for, correct? Okay, and then he'll meet with them and then we'll be able to pay Waco by next month. All right?
Shane, question, what's the amount for Waco?
So this is tentative because I haven't gone through all the slips to make sure everything jives, but the grand total is $95,591.04.
95.
Yep, $95,591.04.
Okay.
I thought it was 88, you said last month.
Did we really even talk about it last month?
Yes, you did.
Because I heard
88,000.
Okay, yeah, I'm not saying I didn't say that, but I don't think we talked about it last month. But like I said, I just got this today.
Well, I'm gonna tell you we did, because Gene asked about the amount of material, right?
Yeah,
And then you said, well, we saved 10,000, it's down to 88.
I think the original bid was around 99.
Yeah.
I have it right here. In May, a tentative motion was made to accept Waco $98,425, pending a review by the engineer or solicitor. The tentative motion was made unanimously, so it's all tentative, we still didn't come back and vote on it, okay? But anyway, how did it change? That's my question. If you said 88 last year, how could it change 10 grand or 5 grand?
I don't remember saying 88, Chip, so I don't want you to put words in my mouth, and I don't want to speak without being able to look at the invoice and all the slips and everything. So the original bid was 99. I'll go through it. I'll report next meeting.
But why didn't we spend 98,000? That's my thing.
Why didn't we?
Yeah.
Well, we didn't.
What
do
did
the-
we save?
We didn't do
The cost of
What did you
the
say?
chip, I just want to throw it.
If I
out
can
there.
finish,
The cost of
we didn't do the oil and chipping. We
blacktop.
beefed up the blacktop on South Street and Prospect Street to do away with the oil and chipping. I haven't gone through all the slips. I don't know the final tonnages. I don't know if it's correct. I'm not saying it's not correct. I just got it today. If you allow me to look at the slips, and I'll report back to you next meeting, and then I'll be able to.
I was just
shed a little
wondering
more
how
light.
we dropped 10,000, that's all.
We didn't do the oil and chip.
Okay.
Yeah, that was.
But now, I don't know if the solicitor, since this was a tentative motion, should that, something be done about that today?
I don't know what a tentative motion is, we either have motions or we don't. So,
We need to
I think what he's talking about is when we opened the bids, we said tentatively, Waco is the low bidder after the solicitor looks through the.
Pending the engineer solicitor, but we
Right.
never voted at the time.
We voted it tentatively. We just had to have all the paperwork in order. It was fun. We voted it, we made the motion passed. We hired Waco Incorporated because they were low bidder.
Tentative.
It was tentative until Chris reviewed, the contract and all that.
I don't know what the minutes say, I don't recall.
It's in May, so I can tell you.
I would imagine I would have reviewed it right here.
You did.
You did.
And then we would have made the motion before the end of the meeting.
But we did not, that's all I'm saying.
We
I
made a
don't know if
mistake
we
by
need
not putting
to,
the names down. of the people.
if the auditor sees something like this, I don't know.
Well, the auditor, I don't know. I mean, the auditors are auditors, and if they tell us that we did something wrong, we correct it, and then we don't let it.
We took the lowest responsible bidder.
We did.
As per contract.
Yep, yep. But I just couldn't figure out where we saved.
The
10 grand.
blacktop went up extremely high.
Unfortunately.
And he even waited with the patching from UGI to let them come in before they started Waco started their job. Make sure we got that other patch from the UGI job. And they put that down first. And then
Yeah, we
they-
coordinated with
Just to
you.
try to get a little more, they did a good blacktop on it.
Okay.
Okay? All right, we move on, and we're going to, Shay, you're done on that now, right?
Other than Halo Service, they said it was a great job. They enjoyed working with us, with everybody involved, and they look forward to doing business in the future.
Okay, we're gonna go to Parks and Recreation, Craig Speedwalk.
Oh, I got a couple street lights out, I don't know, let's take care of that stuff.
Donnie Miller, thank you for doing that too, appreciate it.
Up at 4 o'clock in the morning, just find out the street lights, you know. Schedule for Wilson Field, I have no idea.
Okay, that's
I don't
okay.
know, put that on there, but I have no idea.
I put
I
it
talked to
on
my predecessor and she's not got back to me in a month.
Okay.
So
I talked to
actually-
Michelle the other day, she stopped over at the thing, she wanted to volunteer some of her time to catch us up on a few things that without a secretary we had fallen behind. And I told her I would talk to the people here and see what they want to do. Yeah, so, you know what? We'll just keep going by. I mean, really, we're looking to do the field when we can, and hopefully we can get started by next spring. That's my hopes. If we wait any longer, our children will all have white beards. Just teasing, Jane, I don't mean really that by it. But it's been gone so long, and like you
I
said,
already got white anyway.
same here. But anyway, Joe Gillette, like he said, his kids were younger, and then the 5 years they're gone by, and he's the guy overseeing the ball field along with Jane, so.
I apologize to you, I thought that she'd given you the schedule.
Yeah, so that's.
I talked to her
on there.
when I got the job and she's gonna, oh, I'll email you stuff, blah, blah, blah. I had nothing. I reached out twice.
Okay.
I don't ask more than twice.
Yeah. Well, if she
So I
calls me, or
have-
I'll give her a call, and I'll just see if she can give you any kind of information she may have at home in her, you know, maybe in one of her files or whatever, if she still has it, yes.
I think the schedule should be on the website.
on the website. Okay.
Don't ask me how you
Yeah.
get to it, because I don't know. How do you get to the website, Jane?
Our website?
Bring up
Borough.
Borough.
Waymart Borough.
Okay,
I haven't been on in a couple months, but
Okay.
I'll check.
Look for it, there's,
okay, and then we'll see what
a,
we can do, or we'll make arrangements to try to get you some information, okay? All right, Don Miller, report on cleanup day, we pretty much cleaned that up, but if you wanna add anything to it.
What about continuing education?
What did I do now?
Continuing education?
Oh, education, webinars, and NIMS, that was something Michelle
Yes,
did.
Michelle brought up, and the thing is, how many people have taken the NIMS courses now?
Oh, yeah, no, it is.
Okay, good.
That's
Don
good.
Miller.
Keep it that way.
Everybody
second that
on,
motion.
everybody on council has to take it, you're required by law to take them. Am I happy about that? No, I'm not happy about it, because I don't like to be told exactly what we have to do. But unfortunately, to get any federal money or disaster money, we all have to take NIMS. And Michelle started it out on the computer back here, and she took a couple people with her, and she did 100 and 200 and 300. And I think there's a couple more that are required. And they're very redundant, they're very easy to do, but it's just sitting down and doing them.
If you have two computers, you can cheat.
Say that out
Oh,
loud.
let's hear how bad it
You really?
Yeah,
If you have two computers, you can cheat.
yeah, I know. So you can bring your own computer here too, if you have a laptop. And that's what she was referring here, we've got to keep after you people. You people, when I say that, it's only because I've already done all the courses, but I did it 4 or 5 years ago. And for some reason, they don't require you to take them again, and they don't require you to up to date, but everybody has to have it,
Just council members?
yes. Or we cannot apply for disaster relief. Hopefully we'll never have a
Yeah,
disaster.
hopefully we won't, but with all the water that comes down off this mountain, sometimes you wonder, ain't it?
Yes.
But anyway, okay, we're gonna move on, we're gonna go to safety with Darren Howell.
You go with Don Miller for utilities.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Don Miller for utilities, you're right, because I was bypassing the report, I didn't mean to do
No,
that.
Halo, they were nice people to work with.
Yes, they were.
The intersection, I finally have it. Tom Miller said he doesn't see a problem with changing the signs on poles. There was an incident about the ambulance going the wrong place.
Oh, about the township, about the street is it's either Belmont Turnpike or Belmont Street.
And it's labeled street on the signs both ways.
And that's why we question everybody who comes in here, because it'll give us an address, and we're not sure if it's in Waymart, or whether it's out on the township road. And the township starts at your light. Out.
He says he doesn't see a problem with changing, putting a sign on each side with street and turnpike with arrows pointing the proper way.
That's good, yeah, that's what we need. Okay. You'll stay on him then?
Yes.
Thank you, Donnie, appreciate that. Safety, Darren Howell. Nothing at all, okay. Purchasing and building is Randy, and he's absent, and, we got Jane Barco.
Guess who?
Guess who, Jane?
I just wanted to go over part of this, so we put this in your mind, what we're talking about here. I'll take the one on top, Give me the one on top that had the number written on it.
Okay, that one on top there. That's all we have for right here. Oh, you do have more. Here's the
Yes.
number. There's two more.
All right, our assets, we got two payments, $66,412.62. We got the $30,000, which we've been discussing before in the meeting here. So altogether, that gives us $162,825.24. Where's the number that was written on the one?
Okay, yep. I know what you're calling for. R.D. Wilson Lighting Complex
No,
project?
no, you're under your elbow, under your elbow.
Oh, okay.
Give me that one back, please.
Which one do you want back now? This one?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
with the two on it.
All
That's
right.
the one, okay.
Unbeknownst to us, they also sent us, the state also sent us another $209.98, which I have not written in. So write that down, that's another asset we have, is $209.98, which will be added to the $162,825.24. The expenditures which we have actually paid for to this date are the 3 AEDs, to the Waymart Fire Company, the washer dryer for the uniforms, the matching funds for the Bob Wilson Field, making a total of $60,903. Now, anticipated expenditures. These are just some of them. There's a number of that we're going to add to this list, but we have no motion to add them to the list until we have the motion today to add the trees and that. So Tom Shepstone, which I met with last Friday, has the ordinances. He's going all over them. He's going to, most of all, he is going to come up with enforcement, whether it's a code officer or whether it's a police officer or whether it's both of them. And he also is bringing them up to date, like bringing in things such as satellites and antennas all over the place and of this broadband and so forth. So he's going to bring them up to date. When we put $10,000 aside for him. Cleanup day, we put down $10,000, and to our joy,
Yes.
from what you said today, it cost $3,500, and you took in $1,532. We can keep the $1,532, and we can put the $3,500 from the American Rescue. Is that agreeable to everybody?
Yes.
But you know what, Jane, isn't this in 2 years? This grant is this year and next year?
Yes.
So we go into actually 3,500 and 3,500 this year and next year?
Well, we could do that.
Okay.
We could do that, yes. Now, George has, for the American Legion, has given us a proposal, and in the proposal, he's talked about these boilers for the Legion. I called the state to make sure that this will pass muster, and also about the trees,
Right.
so that it'll pay for them. And these are the 4 bids they have. Now, we can decide on one of them, or we can explore one of them, or we can add a couple other ones if you wish to. You don't have to act on it this month, though I think we should try to act on it for next month because it's getting to be winter. It's getting to be winter, and so,
I would like to ask somebody about that,
okay,
see what they would do it for.
who's that?
Rick Hope,
Okay, could you give,
I gave them the number.
the name and the number? How about T.E. Spall, did you call them?
No, give us the number
Well,
again.
there's 4 bids.
I mean,
We
how
only
many
need
times
3.
Here's
Here's a problem I have though. All of these are different.
I know,
Very
that's what I wanted to
Very
So I don't know if we should
I
figure out from what you read there, what you want, whether you want gas, whether you want oil.
Well, we did
We
They don't
oil
want
first,
We have
Because
gas.
oil's being
and we did gas.
phased out.
Okay, because something mentioned oil in there, but, so everything's gonna be gas, as long as we're comparing apples to apples, we're fine, but they look pretty different to me.
Do they all include removal?
Yeah.
Okay, they do.
George, did you get anything from Spall though, or no?
No,
No, we didn't have.
Okay, because I know it was recommended by a few good people in town, and I think that we should take a look at Spall.
Dan
And-
Hiller.
And you said Hiller, I saw that was
And Mike
somebody asked.
Armstrong.
Okay. And I think Donnie, who did you,
Rick Hope.
Rick Hoke, okay. So, would you get one from Rick Hoke?
No, I can.
Yeah, you can, okay.
Would
yes.
you work with them to get this decided before next month's meeting?
Yeah.
Of which, we might go back to one of
Well, we
these.
might go back, yeah.
Sure, we might go back to one of these.
All right.
But to get a couple of bids, somebody's gotta work with these guys to make sure that we, are
Yeah.
getting the most bang for our money, of course, obviously.
Yes.
So, it's very important to add in that also. So the question is now, so we'll just say $10,000. And for the, American Legion. Are there other projects that you would like to suggest at this time? Look, we have $100,000.
Jane, the 35,000 matching funds, now that's just held up in escrow and still whether
Yes.
maybe you're.
We might end up with an extra 35,000 if they don't get and we'll know by spring.
No, that was the $700,000 grant that you went for? Is that what the matching?
Yeah,
funds
but
were?
we didn't get the $700,000 grant.
Oh, okay,
And we didn't get the truck either.
okay.
But the truck is still under consideration under another grant.
Okay, so how long is the 35 held up in escrow, just until spring?
If Joe and I and Don and so forth, we've been talking this over, what we're going to do. And he just got another extension, we have the $250,000 from the Green Waste Program. We have the $250,000, we have, look at your treasurer's report. We have the $163,200 that people in the borough have given to us. Now the question is, how much more can we do to get this to happen?
So right now it's 250 plus
Plus what's there?
the matching?
Yes.
So you have a little over 4 there?
Plus we have a list of people who volunteer like Pioneer Construction.
And we have holes for lights already.
Oh, yeah, the
Yeah.
telephone poles for the lights, if
Yeah.
we go to lights that were donated from, were they donated or?
Did anybody tell Joe to allow that?
I don't believe so, I mean,
Would you tell, would one of you tell?
I'm gonna call Joe Gillette
Okay. Tell
probably
him that
this
the
week.
telephone poles,
Well, I
anything
can
we
almost
can do.
guarantee if you tell them we have telephone poles to be donated by some auditors, and you just say they're not gonna be up to state code or specifications for his plan.
If they're not up to state code, there's nothing we can do about it.
But we can use them if we don't worry about using state money.
Yeah.
Well, that would cut out the 250 though, correct, in that grant? I think it's.
Right, but I think we should probably try to find a contingency plan to get this done with the $163,000 we have.
I will talk to Joe. And this is where we were, in all fairness to Lillian, and Joe tried to do the best he can to get a beautiful, beautiful ballpark. And we would have loved that. But the fact is that we have limited money. If we can maintain that 250 grant, we'll have $400,000. That should be more than enough, but I know you have to meet the requirements of the grant, from what I'm learning through Joe and that. So if you leave something out, they might say, well, you don't get the grant. So he's gonna look into it, I'm gonna call him and have him look into starting the project next spring with the drainage in the field and whatever else we can do with the money that is available at that time to get the project started. If we don't get no more money, then every year or every other year, we'll try to find a few donations and a few extra bucks to add to it.
I know it's hard, but get ready to pay your dues. Oh God, come back home.
William Harrisburg is in charge of the program, Ashley, and he just had to get an extension on time again. And I feel that this is the last extension they're going to give us. It's either, at this point, we're either gonna make this work or we're not.
Go back to the drawing board,
Yeah.
scale it down.
And I feel very sad because the hours he has put into it is just amazing, you know.
If we can get the drainage done, get some of those big rocks out of the field and redo the field and then go from there. Maybe a fence, maybe a backstop, maybe a couple dugouts. And then I think we have a really nice place. I'm gonna see about the school. They may have extra bleachers down there, maybe 6 rows high, and they're aluminum, so they could be painted up, but they're aluminum. And I'm gonna go down there and, I called a while back and the superintendent told me, call me when you're ready and then we'll go take a look at it with, the guy that's in charge of all the activities and the sports and all that, the AD, so So that's what we're doing. Jane, you have anything else?
Well, I just, down here I have Wayside Park $50,000.
Right.
But that's cutting and removing the trees, which we just talked about.
Right.
I arbitrarily just put down 50. Somebody, I guess it was you, Craig, that said that she thought it was 59,000.
Yeah, for a conversation.
But you know what, we need to bring that information in here to the borough, because I can't sit here at the meeting and make a decision of what project, what we're going to buy, and who's going to install it to state specifications.
We've been talking about the same conversation.
I know, exactly, and we
So
need,
you gotta have a meeting and.
we have to have this meeting
Make
and get
decisions.
this ironed out on Wayside Park
Yeah.
also.
Yeah.
We've been talking about it for 3 months.
Could you do something with your background in regards to trying to work with Joe and through Jane and I? And
I have plans, I have nothing.
okay.
I want to have.
I know.
I have nothing.
Well, it's been a while, and I see your plans finally, and I was fighting for a piece of land over in Reverend May's yard to buy, and the field is gonna start down by the flagpole, and that's where home plate's gonna be, so I didn't have to be doing that all the while, but I never knew till I saw the price. And it's going the other way.
And one thing I wanted you to point out, because we got into a discussion a few months ago about pickleball. And I don't know if you all saw the supplement in the paper last month. But also here, pickleball court is coming to Wayne County. It is the #1 sport now in the United States of America, pickleball.
But they can use the tennis courts that nobody
Yeah,
uses.
can we put it in?
Well, people, what do you mean? I see people use them all the time.
No, but it is
Yeah.
good, it is twofold really for pickleball, I believe the tennis court is too, so, I mean,
It's almost the same size. It just has to be delineated.
Yeah, it is, they just paint new lines, or
You
different lines.
can paint
You could-
one,
you
and
could
if
use
it
both.
doesn't, you know.
okay, all right, Jane, you have more?
I have a question. Jane, can we use some of this American Rescue money to get new lights in here and get those security lights outside fixed? They've been down
I don't know.
for a year.
I have to check with the state on that, I
And if we
don't
could
know.
get Grimm in here or somebody, LED, if these, if the best
I don't like these lights either, but
But our ramp lights aren't working, neither is this light out
I
here.
know.
And
we
I'm waiting for
need, we
his
need to get a good,
Lillian was here.
Where's our purchasing guy? Where
well,
is
we
he?
need a good electrician too that knows what they're doing, to install these.
Do we have an electrician in Waymart in the area here that's pretty decent, or somebody in the surrounding area, you know?
The only one I know is the guy that does our gas, you know, he's wonderful for resale. He's the only one I know.
I use
Well, if
them.
anybody thinks of a good electrician,
I got one,
okay, go on.
Gunnar Metz, he's in Holmesdale,
Gunner, Gunner?
correct.
I'm not sure that lights
What's the
will
li-
come under this American Rescue though.
Yeah,
He's
okay.
still good,
I'll have to
But
check
what's the last name?
Metz, M-E-T-Z.
M-T-Z.
METC.
M-E-T-Z, Gunner Metz.
Doesn't the Lynch boy?
Kurt Freese in Compton.
Kurt Reese?
Freese.
Freese, Kurt Freese, F-R-E-E-Z-E?
F-R-I.
F-R-I-E,
Yes.
that's, okay.
Could I just ask for clarification on the meeting you were discussing? You said there was a meeting required. Were you discussing about for the plans for Wayside Park that you need to talk about?
Well-
Or is it both? Wilson Field and
And the
Wayside
Wilson
Park?
Field, it is the Wilson Field also,
We
because
need
we're in
to-
that time frame right now. Go on.
We need to give that information back to her because what we decide to buy in the park, we have to hire a planner.
Okay.
That's
so-
required under law,
An ADA,
because
you have to meet
these
ADA.
buildings, or not buildings, these, facilities have to be X amount of feet apart. Now they don't use the chips anymore, they have to have the, rubber stuff, and so we have to meet the requirements. And I suggest that we rehire Mike Wood, since he already did the plan, and we select the 5 or 6 things out of the plan and buy them, and get that $30,000.
Is that what you want?
Well, that's.
Mike Woods was good, he was here, I mean, he did his
Yeah,
best.
you already know. Why teach somebody else what we
Yeah,
already know?
Let's have a motion, and let's put Mike Woods back on, can we do that right now? And and then he'll oversee that part with the,
Yeah, because if we can't get the stuff back from Michelle, then I'll have to go to his office and get it from him. You know, so. Anyway, I've said enough, and that's for sure.
I'll make a motion to hire Mike Woods to oversee the project in the park. Is there anything else I need to add to that, or no?
No,
Okay. I need a second.
we already know we're gonna eliminate a number of things, remember when we added here, like we're gonna eliminate the pavilion, and maybe in the future apply for the pavilion, you know?
And Darren, second it. Is that what you said?
All right, motion, all in favor? Nays, abstentions, motion passes. Mike Woods is our, what is his title?
What,
Development?
he's a engineer.
Okay. Would you do me one favor? What was I looking at here real quick? Oh, okay, the 50,000 that you have with the trees in there and all that too. And if we could, I think trees, park sounds better, town park or municipal park rather than trees. Even though the trees are in the park, but we want them to know it's our park where the trees are, okay? All right, where is we? Let me see here.
Well, can I just clarify
You
that
can, yes, you
Mike
can.
Woods has been,
It's Wood.
Mike Wood approved to continue with his plan, like what is his actual status?
To rehire him as a planner to finish the plans for Wayside Park.
Just the plans?
Yes,
To finish the plans, okay.
just to make sure everything is installed according to law.
Okay, are we good, Shane?
Yes.
Heather? Yes, okay, thank you. All right, so we're gonna go to old business, old fellows bench and photos.
Yes, can anybody give me a couple of photos that they took out front and give me the names of any of the odd fellows so I can get all their names, submit the picture to the paper, and also write a letter of thank you for them giving us the bench? Does anybody have any? I know a lot of you took pictures,
I have a couple I'll email too.
okay? And there was a couple people here that said they knew a couple of the men that were.
Dennis Baczynski.
Oh, how do you spell that?
Buchihinski.
And can you give me the telephone number after, so I can get the names from him?
I don't have his telephone.
He worked for Chippy in his day.
Is that the one that works at WeWork? Lindy?
So
No,
Teresa, do you have a phone
we work
number
with
or
them in
anything for
Fargo.
those? No, you wouldn't have. that.
Buczynski,
Baczynski.
and who else did you say?
I said Mike Kinzinger.
The only thing I had was the drop-off point for
Sunrise
plastic
Service.
bags and stuff was
We could get a hold of
Lindsay's?
Okay,
tractor.
okay, Lindsay Tractor.
Yeah, that was a
I just think
drop-off
it's
point.
important that we send a letter and give these people acknowledgement.
Okay, we're still on old business, Jan?
And now the engine's building in the garage, I got bad news for you, because we procrastinated for so long. No longer will SCI put us on their schedule, they're already scheduled for September and October. The only thing is, they said that they would do something for us if we have an inside job in November or December. And they have not decided whether they are going to meet and do this again next summer. So,
And I did talk to her, Roberta, also then, and
Yeah.
I'm glad you did, because she told me the same thing. And I'm hoping that they go in the spring, because I'm gonna have her now put the spring on for these power washings and stuff that we wanna do in the paint.
since we have a power washer, can't we do that ourselves?
Well,
Who just said that we had a power washer?
Chippy did.
Well, why don't we use it?
We can.
We got 4 buildings that need to be power washed, and especially this one. Have you noticed the front of this place?
yeah, it's getting nasty again.
We're supposed to set an example for the community.
And we will, but I'm gonna call her and have her put it down for the spring for whenever they start, if they do start.
If they do start.
Okay. And then between now and the spring, if you get good weather and somebody wants to do some power washing on this building at least, then if
I'm
anybody,
gonna find out if the American Rescue will pay to paint the two buildings too.
yeah,
Because if they don't do it, somebody's gotta do it.
yeah, yeah.
Please go down and look at both of those buildings, walk around them.
Okay, are you good?
That's good.
You're good, thank you very much. I'd like to bring one thing up, it's the bridge up here by the Waymart Hotel, and now there's always different print there on the blacktop. And some of that I don't understand, but Randy's been working with the PennDOT people, because his business is there. What I want him to do, Randy to do, and you can have this in a minute, is just turn over the number of the PennDOT person that he's communicating with, Randy is, and turn it over to Shane because he's roads and bridges. And I want him to be on top of it too, besides just Randy, so we know what's going on. Okay?
Speaking of bridges, when's the last time the ones in town have been inspected?
You know, I think they've been around. We've had some PennDOT workers over on Belmont Street. Yeah.
I would say last year.
There were a lot of workers on South Street yesterday. Does anybody know what they were doing?
I know both of them are slated, I think it's
I think gas they were putting.
the next couple of years.
What's his name?
They're slated to be replaced,
Oh.
that one and this one.
I'm talking about East Street.
They were having
South
a
Street.
terrible time with the bridge.
South Street, not by the,
What bridge was that? Is it up here? Or
The
no?
bridge by Chucky's.
Okay. Oh, okay.
They were putting gas to Carl Williams.
Okay.
He's selling his house.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
it? Oh, I didn't know that.
Talk about the bridge on South Street and the bridge on East Street.
Okay.
They've been inspected?
You know what?
I mean, they were inspected last time, I had them inspected.
Right,
When I was
okay.
on council last time,
Okay,
but that was
okay.
umpteen years ago.
Yeah.
And that's why the rate restriction got changed.
Yeah, and the weight restriction, we don't even know
Right.
if that's,
That's my point. I mean,
Yeah, I
these bridges
know.
are,
They were there though, like Chucky said, I remember them being there and then they were up here quite a bit now because of the situation with that. I know it's not a bridge, but whatever.
yeah, well, those, they're our responsibility, they're our bridges.
Oh, yeah, the other one's not on
Yeah.
PennDOT Road, yeah,
Yeah.
okay, okay. So we need to bring somebody in, is what you're telling me, to get it checked
Yeah,
out.
no, it's been more than 10 years.
Okay.
what are they, metal culvert pipes?
No, they're bridges, buttons per se.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're not metal. I mean, that one is,
Mhm.
Randy's is, but that's not our problem, it's theirs.
It's kind of,
And you're talking about the bridge that's on Carbondale Road by Randy's.
Yeah,
Right.
that's got a pothole with all the,
Yeah, when we went up there with the engineer, when we were looking at the roads to see how we were gonna do them, Shane and I, he says, this ain't a PennDOT road, is what they told Shane. And the dude said, well, I'm a PennDOT guy, but don't tell him I told you, but there's a stamp seal in there, and it's a PennDOT seal and all that. He said, this is a PennDOT problem.
well, I sent a letter to 5 people under the direction of Lillian about that bridge up there and the responsibility of it. It's the state's responsibility, and they finally agreed with us. And they named a person, but I've forgotten who the person was.
Well, when you're talking to PennDOT, maybe you can check in, at least
Can
on the
always start
Belmont
with
Street end of it
Jim
also. And then we'll have to do something about the ones that we own. And then we'll see
And we
what
need,
that's.
they should be painted anyway, those bridges.
That bridge at Belmont Street, I asked if I could paint it, because I'd love to paint
Yeah.
that bridge, because it's right in the middle of town.
You can,
And somebody said it's hard to get a permit from PennDOT to paint.
Yeah, they don't want you to paint it.
They don't want
you have to
you.
be certified.
good gravy.
What if you just pay it without a permit?
Yeah,
Oh, I can do that, because I was only in jail for 23 years, so what's another year?
What's the difference?
All right, so Shane, I want you to get that off
Just pay it.
Randy, okay? And, let's see what else I got here. I think I'm almost done. I got some new business, and this is political. So Jonathan Fritz is having a party or fundraiser Thursday, September 29th, from 5:30 to 8:30 at the Central House Resort at Beach Lake. It's $50 a person. You don't have to put that.
Okay.
That should probably be after we adjourn.
I was just gonna say, don't say it.
After we adjourn.
Oh, okay, okay, all right. Well then,
I have some new business.
go on.
The zoning hearing board has gotten in contact with a solicitor for, but that person has to be appointed by borough council.
Okay.
Tony Magnata.
Tony
He'd be happy.
McNabb over here at the,
He would be happy to do it as long as it has nothing to do with the sewer issue. If there's an issue, then he has to back away. But he would be happy to do it, but he said he has to be appointed by Waymart Borough Council. So
Okay.
I
I'm
make a
asking,
motion that we appoint Tony Magnata to be the solicitor for the Waymart zoning board.
second, second Craig. Okay, Jane has got the motion. All in favor? Aye.
Do you know,
Days?
do you know what he's getting paid yet?
We
Is
don't
there
know.
retainers or an hourly, what is it?
no, because at first he needed to be appointed. And I don't think that the borough pays for it. I think the people that are going to use the zoning hearing board are the responsible parties for the payment.
And I just want to clarify, Magnata is M-A-G-N-O-T-T-A?
Yes.
Yeah, because wasn't that part of the people that we met with there, they passed the fees right on to them, right?
Yeah.
The fees get passed on to the person that.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
And then you'll have to find a secretary is all you have to do.
Well, I'm gonna talk to Mr. Magnata about that because he might bring his own secretary.
Okay.
And then I've been told that the borough secretary can notify the people if there's people involved, neighbors, etc. That
Right.
the borough secretary can take care of
Our
that.
borough secretary can do that. Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right, okay, I'll hold up on that last thing. I overstated myself.
Nice job for you, Heather.
Not in my job description.
Oh, yeah.
The boilers also, gotta keep in mind, it's gonna probably be $2,400 for the gas company to hook them up.
Okay.
I'll probably be on his bids.
It's 3,600, I think.
Is that what it's up to now?
That's what Tim called for our street, yeah. It's like 3,600.
3,600 for what?
To
hook up to the gas.
Oh, I only paid 28.
You were in that window,
Huh?
you were in that
It's
window.
amazing how far
Yeah.
away it is.
I'll stick with my coal. 4 ton cost me 1,200.
Feet are.
Can't pledge, it's 5 and a quarter.
I think if you can afford their gas line, they should do it for free.
Okay, does anybody else have anything at all to say before we adjourn? Anything, any comments, anything, everybody's good?
Yeah, I'd like to make a comment. Gene, as mayor of Borough, I want to apologize for our president of council. Okay?
I don't think that's necessary.
Well, that's
I don't think
what you think.
necessary.
As mayor,
We don't need to get into this.
yes, we do. We have to respect our citizens. They have a right to voice
They
their
have a right to
opinion.
speak no matter what.
That's all.
Make a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn, you got it? Second? Second, I got it. Okay, we're done.